Manalangin po tayo.
Dakila at mapagmahal na Diyos, may-ari sa lahat ng nasa langit at sa lupa. Kami po ay dumudulog sa inyo at tulad ng buhangin sa dagat, puno kami ng bahid ng kasalanan at di karapat-dapat sa inyong presensya. Mismo ang pagbanggit sa inyong pangalan ay di kami karapat-dapat, sapagkat ang mga dila namin ay may dungis ng mga salita na kasuklam-suklam at di naaayon sa inyong mga aral. O Diyos, patawad po. Patawad sa lahat ng nagawa namin, maging sa aming mga galaw, pag-iisip o pananalita. Sa kawalan ng inyong gabay, kami po ay walang silbi. Dakilang Ama, andito kami, nagtitipon, nagbabasakali na sa pamamagitan ng iyong awa, muli mong ibuhos ang makalangit na kaalaman na siyang magbigay daan sa aming pag-unawa sa mga leksyon na aming aralin, upang sa ganon magamit namin bilang isang epektibong instrumento sa inyo at sa komunidad. O Diyos, sa inyong patnubay, kami ay sumasandal at umaasa. Salamat. Maraming salamat sa pagpakamatay sa krus upang kami tubusin mula sa makalinlang na daigdig. Ang lahat ng ito ay aming pinapanalangin. Amen.
Good morning po sa lahat ng mga Kadete nationwide from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Sa lahat po ng mga Kadete natin who will be taking the criminologist licensure examination, pati na po sa lahat po na nagsi-self-review, sa lahat din po ng mga Kadete natin enrolled in various review centers nationwide, sa mga professors, lecturers po natin, instructors. Magandang umaga po sa inyo. Welcome and welcome po sa Bikoino. Ang Bikoino po ay isang platform po sa YouTube na nagbibigay ng libre, comprehensive, at the same time aligned po sa latest table of specification ang lahat ng recorded discussions po natin. In this morning, i-discuss po natin ang professional conduct and ethical standards. Sa lahat po ng mga Kadete right now who has the Bikoino book, I encourage you to get the Bikoino book, tapos doon na po kayo mag-jot down sa Bikoino book. Sa lahat po ng wala pa pong Bikoino book, I am promoting this to you, especially yung mga Kadete natin from first year up to fourth year na mga estudyante pa lang. Hindi po biro ang board examination. My suggestion is as early as now, mag-advance reading na po kayo para at least you can prepare yourselves for the board examination. You can avail on the Bikoino book para at least matulungan ko po kayo in your preparation for the board examination. Mas maaga, mas maigi. Okay? Kung nag-prepare po tayo ngayon, even though we are still a student, mas maganda yan para at least during review days, hindi ka na po mahirapan, hindi ka na ma-stress. So if you want to avail, give me a personal chat. Mga Kadete, andyan po yung pangalan ko in the video description. You can also give me a personal chat through Bikoino Online. Ako mismo ang magre-reply, ha? Ako mismo ang magre-reply so that we can agree on the mode of shipment through LBC. Okay? You can also provide your details through personal chat. Sa lahat po ng mga professors natin, lecturers, mga guest instructors na medyo kapos po sa oras in the preparation for teaching inside the classroom, pag wala po tayong PowerPoint presentation, wala po tayong PDF in the subject, you can avail po sa PowerPoint presentation. You can just edit the name of it. Yung pangalan ko, edit nyo na lang. Tapos, pag nakapag-avail po kayo and I give you the copy, maging sa inyo na po yan. Okay? Without giving credit to me, that is okay. Okay lang po yan. So long as you pay the minimal price. Minimal price lang naman po, mga ma'am and mga sir. Okay? So, yun po, ang Bitcoin book po natin, by the way, consists of 2 chapters. First chapter is synthesis, comprising of synthesis, summarized, review materials sa lahat po ng subjects in the 6 major areas. And then chapter 2 consists of various question and answer portions in the 6 major areas, questions that were compiled from the previous criminologist licensure examination. Okay? Without further ado, let us review sa mga magtitake ng board exam. Let us review sa lahat po ng estudyante pa lang under professional conduct and ethical standard. We will study. Okay? You get your Bitcoin book or you get your notebook so that you can jot down notes. Okay? Ano ba ang ethics? Ano bang ibig sabihin ng ethics? Una, ethics would refer to the science of morality of man. Ano ba yung morality? Morality means it could be knowing what is right and what is wrong. It comes from the Latin word ethos, which means customary, behavior, or moral. In short, it is a philosophy which studies the principles of right or wrong in a human conduct. Basically, it is determining whether a particular behavior is considered to be right or considered to be wrong. But we have to take note, mga kadete, the definition of what is right and the definition of what is wrong greatly depends upon the norms of the society. In juvenile delinquency, pinag-usapan natin kung anong ibig sabihin ng norms. Ang norms would refer to the standards of the society. Ano ibig sabihin ng standard? Kung ano po ba yung basihan? Ano po ba yung basihan kung ang isang gawain is considered to be right or wrong? Remember, norms in the society differ from one society to the other. That is why, as I have told you a while ago, the definition of what is right and what is wrong depends upon the norms of the society. Because norms tend to vary. Norms tend to change from one society to the other. What do I mean by that? Let us say, for example, pag pupunta ka ng Jamaica, di ba, pag pupunta ka ng Jamaica, sniffing marijuana is considered to be right. Di ba? So if you will sniff marijuana and you are a Jamaican, sniffing marijuana is part of your culture. And it is considered to be right. It is defined by the society as right. But if you will go to the Philippines, ang definition po natin sa pag-sniff ng marijuana is considered to be wrong. So if you will sniff marijuana, you will be liable because you violate one of the provisions of Republic Act 9165, the Comprehensive Dangerous Drug Act. So ibig sabihin, sniffing marijuana can be considered as wrong in one society but is considered to be right in another society. That is why, as I have told you a while ago, the definition of what is right and what is wrong will have to depend upon the norms of the society, because the norms of the society differ from one place to the other. Okay? Now, ang principles of ethics po consist of 4. Okay? 4 major principles of ethics. Unang prinsipyo, respect for persons or autonomy. What does it mean? Acknowledge a person's right to make choices, to hold views, and to take actions based on personal values and belief. Ano ibig sabihin ng autonomy? Independence. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, every person has the right to make his own choice. That is why we have to respect that choice. Kasi nga po, karapatan ng isang tao to make these choices. It is also a right of a person to give his own opinion, to hold views. Okay? To give opinion. And to take actions based on personal values and belief. Pero again, yung mga values po kasi natin, yung mga views, yung mga opinion po natin, mga kaditin, kung minsan, hindi po align sa opinion with the other individual. Kaya nga po, dito sa criminology world, di ba, nagbabangayan tayo as to opinions, di ba? Sometimes, one content creator versus the other content creator. Sometimes, one review center against another review center. Iba-ibang opinion eh. And sometimes, the opinion of another center is different on the opinion of another review center. Nagbaba ngayon, nagpapataasan ng ihi. We have to respect the opinion of others. Kasi nga po, may tinatawag tayong autonomy or independence. Every person can make his own choices, can hold his views, can give his opinion, can tell the public about his values and belief. So long as these opinions, so long as these choices are aligned with the laws of the society, wala pong problema. Okay? Pangalawa, justice. Another principle of ethics, treat others equitably. Okay? Ano ibig sabihin dyan? Whether the person that you are facing is rich or poor, legitimate or illegitimate, beautiful or ugly, male or female, without any consideration of whatever background, dapat we have to be impartial. We have to be just. We have to treat everyone fairly. Distribute benefits, burdens fairly. Pangatlo, the third principle of ethics, non-maleficence. Ano ibig sabihin ng non-maleficence? Do not do harm. Okay? Do not do harm unto others. Obligation not to inflict harm intentionally. What does it mean? Isang prinsipyo po ng ethics na kung ano man ang gawain po ng isang tao, kung ano man gawain natin, we should not intend, we should not harm other individuals. Okay? It could be physical harm, or yung pinaka-common nowadays, hindi nga physical harm, pero emotional or psychological harm. That is why we have to be very careful in the words or what words that we are going to utter. Or we have to be very careful on what words we are going to write in our respective social media accounts. Okay? Kasi po, it will affect psychologically or emotionally against another individual. Non-maleficence, ano ibig sabihin? Do no harm. And number 4, beneficence. Ano ibig sabihin ng beneficence? Do good, which is opposite on the fourth or on the third principle. Ang non-maleficence is about harm. Ang beneficence is about giving goodness or sharing goodness, or make sure that what you do benefits the other person. Okay? Provide benefits to persons and contribute to their welfare refers to an action done for the benefits of others. Sa mga, ano natin dyan, sa mga professors and lecturers, pag ang isang tao magkamali po ganito, dapat ang gagawin natin, we give a personal chat to that somebody. We give a personal chat to that somebody and then try to convince that somebody about your views. Okay? If that somebody will not agree with whatever arguments that you are going to give, just let it be. Okay? Just let him be. No need to post anything in the social media mocking the person or probably trying to humiliate the person in the social media. That is not actually a principle of ethics that we are following. Sabi dito, beneficence, provide benefits to persons and contribute to their welfare. If you want to help others, then you help. Do not step against the dignity of other individuals. Yun po ang ibig sabihin dyan. If you want to help, then help. Okay? If gusto mong tumulong kasi yung isang tao nagkamali, do it in a private manner. 4 na principles yan ha. Respect for persons or autonomy, justice, non-maleficence, and number 4 is beneficence. Ang actions po natin are classified according to the norms, okay? Classified po siya into 3. It could be moral, immoral, at saka amoral. Napakadaling intindihin po ito mga kadete. Pag moral actions, ibig sabihin, tama. In accordance with the norms of the society. But then again, as I have told you a while ago, ang norms po natin differ or changes from one society to the other. Okay? A Jamaican guy might consider sniffing marijuana as okay, considered to be moral. But a Filipino guy in the Philippines will define it as bad or will define it as wrong because the society in the Philippines define it that way. So iba-iba po. So ibig sabihin ng morality again, actions that are in conformity with the norms of the society. Naaayon po kung ano yung standards sa society. Immoral naman, opposite siya ng moral. Immoral, those considered to be not in conformity or those actions considered to be bad or wrong. On the other hand, may mga actions mga kadete that are neutral. Hindi ma-considered as bad, hindi din po siya ma-considered as correct or right. Ibig sabihin, it is an act where a person cannot label it as wrong or cannot label it as bad and cannot label it as right. Okay? Nasa gitna lang po, neutral lang po. For example, white lie or benign lie. A white lie or a benign lie is a kind of lie that is made by a person to preserve harmony or relationship with the other guy. Right? So when a foreigner will ask you, the foreigner will give you food. And the foreigner will ask you, how does it taste? Diba? Katayong mga Pinoy, we Filipinos, we usually say, it tastes good. It tastes delicious. Even in reality, it tastes really bad. Why do we do white lie? We tend to give white lie simply because we do not want that guy to be embarrassed. So yun po, it is white lie or a benign lie cannot be considered as bad, but it cannot also be considered as right or correct. Okay? Yun po ang tatlong classification of actions according to the norms. Now, let us go to the meat of the topic. Ito sa table of specification talaga naka-reflect yan. Code of Ethics of Criminologists. By the way mga kadete ha, lahat po ng topics dito again are aligned with the latest table of specification. Ito po ang pinaka-latest Code of Ethics of Criminologists. Ano ba ang Code of Ethics of Criminologists? This refers to the set of moral and ethical principles that all registered criminologists must abide by as they practice the profession. Ibig sabihin, ito po yung dapat nating mga gawain. Okay? Mga behavior natin. While we are performing our duties, our services as registered criminologist. Habang nagpa-practice tayo sa ating profession, we deliver services, ito po yung dapat mga gawain po natin, mga correct behaviors po natin na ipakita po natin to the society. Okay? Pero before going to the Code of Ethics, unahin natin mga kadete itong definition of terms. Okay? Under the Code of Ethical and Professional Conduct of Philippine Registered Criminologists, may mga terms po dyan na nakalatag po. Importante that we have to define, we have to understand these terms. Kasi po maraming questions na lalabas po under this area. Una, AIPO. Anong ibig sabihin ng AIPO? Ito ay Accredited Integrated Professional Organization. Refers to the one and only national organization of criminologists recognized and accredited by the board and the commission that is mandated to integrate all criminologists and where membership therein is automatic and mandatory. Okay? Isa-isahin natin ha. Ano yung AIPO? AIPO stands for Accredited Integrated Professional Organization. Bakit dapat accredited? Accredited dapat, in order for it to be considered as an AIPO, sinong mag-accredit nito? The Board of Criminology and the Professional Regulation Commission. Ang Professional Regulation kasi mga kalite, yung PRC, may Board of Criminology yan. Okay? Sa Board of Criminology, ang chairman natin ngayon, si Attorney Ramil Gabaw. Okay? Siya po ang chairman. Okay? So, dapat accredited po sa Board of Criminology and the Professional Regulation Commission itself. Now, ano ang AIPO? Ano ang function ng AIPO? Ang AIPO po, siya po ang mag-integrate sa lahat po ng criminologist sa Pilipinas. Okay? Siya po ang mag-integrate Ipunin niya po lahat ng mga criminologists sa buong Pilipinas. And remember mga kadete, under the new law, Republic Act 11131, sa bagong batas po natin. Okay, Republic Act 11131. Membership with the IPO is considered to be automatic. Una, automatic. Bakit automatic? Kasi pag nag-registered criminologist ka na, automatically you'll be under the IPO. Number 2, mandatory. Okay? Anong ibig sabihin ng mandatory? We do not have a choice. Okay? Wala po tayong choice. The moment you pass the criminologist licensure examination, hindi ka pa po member ng IPO kasi hindi ka pa nakapag-process. Ang tawag sa iyo, CLA passer. CLA passer pa lang ang tawag. Magiging registered criminologist ka na pag nakaproseso ka na doon sa PRC. May naka-assign ka na number, license number. May nakuha ka na professional identification card. Nakalagay na po ang pangalan mo sa roster of registered criminologists in the Philippines. Diyan lang po magiging R-Crim. But the moment you pass the CLA, you are not yet considered to be an R-Crim. Ano ang tawag sa'yo? CLA passer. Magiging R-Crim ka when? Pag nakapag-process ka na sa PRC, nakakuha ka na ng professional identification card na ilagay na po ang pangalan mo as one of the registered criminologists in the Philippines. Remember again, ang membership dito sa IPO is mandatory and automatic. So ano po ba ang IPO natin ngayon sa Pilipinas? Sa Pilipinas mga kaditi, ang dami pong criminology organizations. Okay? May organization tayo sa forensics, may organization tayo related to research, may organization tayo in terms of criminal justice educators and practitioners, may organization tayo sa mga criminologist authors, may organization din po tayo sa fingerprint. Ang dami pong criminology organizations, I tell you, sa Pilipinas that are existing right now. Pero sa lahat po ng mga organizations na mga ito sa Pilipinas, isa lang po ang accredited, isa lang po ang recognized as the IPO. Siya po ang mag-integrate, mag-incorporate sa lahat ng mga organizations, sa lahat ng criminology sa Pilipinas. Ang organization na ito is Professional Criminologist Association of the Philippines. Okay? Andiyan na po ang logo mga kadete. Yan po ang logo ng PCAP. PCAP stands for Professional Criminologist Association of the Philippines. Yan po ang IPO natin currently. Ang president po natin ngayon is no other than Dr. Jerry J. Canio. Okay? Dr. Jerry J. Canio. Yan po ang current president po natin sa PCAP. Okay? Pangalawang term, COR or Certificate of Registration. Certificate of Registration. Ano ibig sabihin nito? Ito po yung dokumento duly issued, signed by, and stamped with the official seals of the Commission and of the Board, certifying that the person named therein is entitled to practice the criminology profession with all the rights and privileges pertinent thereto. Iba po ang PIC or Professional Identification Card iba po ang PIC at iba din po ang COR or Certificate of Registration. Ang Certificate of Registration mga kadito, dokumento yan, papel. It's a paper that will certify that you are a registered criminologist. May signature yan sa Board of Criminology, may signature yan coming from the PRC, and then you can see the stamp on it. Yung official seal po ng Commission or the Professional Regulation Commission or PRC at saka yung sa Board of Criminology. Yan po ang magpapatunay that you as the person reflected in that document is having the right or the prerogative or the privilege to practice the criminology profession. Hindi po enough ang PIC. Dapat po may certificate of registration ang isang passer ng CLA in order to complete his authority to practice the criminology profession. Okay? Hindi lang po sapat, especially yung mga educators natin, mga instructors and mga professors sa criminology. Requirement din po yan sa accreditation. Titingnan po yung, even in monitoring sa ARQUAT, requirement din po ang Certificate of Registration. Titingnan po nila yan aside from the PIC. So, ang itsura po sa lahat ng mga kadete right now, reviewing sa mga estudyante po natin, yan po ang itsura. Okay, itsura ng, this is basically the Certificate of Registration, registration of me. Okay, dyan nakalagay, yung Board of Criminology, Republic of the Philippines, Professional PRC, Professional Regulation Commission, nakatagalog po yan. Andyan yung pangalan ng chairman, permanent chairman, miyembro, members, tagapangulo, the seal. May nakalagay dyan in Tagalog, kriminologo. Okay? Sa baba, dyan ang translation, criminologist. Then makikita din po ang saan ini-issue, so on and so forth, and all of those details. So yan po ang itsura sa tinatawag nating Certificate of Registration. The moment, kailan po ba i-file ang Certificate of Registration? Kailan ka mag-request? The moment you pass the board examination, pupunta ka ng PRC. Make sure nakapagtapos ka na sa oath-taking. Dapat na may certificate ka na sa oath-taking, na miyembro ka na sa pick-up, at the same time, pupunta ka doon, process ka sa ID, at the same time, kukuha ka ng Certificate of Registration. Okay? Next term, client. Ano yung ibig sabihin ng client? Refers to a natural or juridical person who engages the professional services of a criminologist as defined in the scope of practice of the profession pursuant to RA number 11131. Yan po bagong batas natin, Republic Act number 11131. Now, ano ibig sabihin ng natural person? Natural person, ibig sabihin yung isang tao, one person. Juridical person would refer to a corporation. Okay? A group or a corporation or an organization. So, ibig sabihin ng natural person, ibig sabihin yung tao. The person practicing the person who wanted to receive the services of the criminologist. Natural person. Juridical, ibig sabihin, organisasyon, ahensya, or grupo, or korporasyon that is accepting the services of the criminologist. For example, pag bangko. Di ba ang bangko nangangailangan yan ng question document examiner? Ang question document examiner is a criminologist. So the bank is basically a juridical entity. Kuha niyo po? So anybody who will receive services coming from the criminologist is considered to be a client. Next, malpractice of profession. Malpractice of profession refers to any improper act committed by a criminologist in the practice of his or her profession, or the failure of a criminologist to competently perform one's duties within the legal and ethical standards of the profession. Ibig sabihin ng malpractice, from the word mal. Mal, ibig sabihin improper. Pag non-feasance, neglect of duty, non-feasance. Mal, ibig sabihin, nag-practice ka but you do it in an improper manner. Criminologist ka, registered by the commission, by the Professional Regulation Commission, you perform a particular services to a certain client, only that the services that you rendered are done in an improper manner. Kailan po magiging improper? Magiging improper po yan if it is not in accordance with legal and ethical standards of the profession. Okay? I have common examples of malpractice in the criminology profession. O na mga kadete, sa lahat po na magiging kardo dalisay, sa lahat na magiging police officer, tampering with evidence is considered to be a malpractice. Okay? Altering, destroying, or planting evidence to influence the outcome of a case. Nagiging agriculturist, planting evidence inside the crime scene to make it appear that this person is the one who committed the crime. Ang ginagawa ng isang tao is basically improper malpractice of the criminology profession. Okay? Pangalawang common example sa malpractice, itong accepting bribes or bribery Receiving money or favors. Pwedeng nag-receive ka directly or indirectly. In exchange for a favorable report, testimony, or recommendation. Again, ang bribery natin, pwedeng direct bribery, pwedeng indirect bribery. The difference of these two are explained in Criminal Law Book 2, Criminal Law Book 2 video discussion. So if you receive money in order to perform something, that is direct bribery. Or you receive a favor, even though you will not perform a task, but in the future, it is something that could influence you in your decision, ay nako, hindi po pwede yan. Next, leaking confidential information, sharing sensitive case details to unauthorized person. If it is confidential, it is not meant to be shared. It will only be shared to those persons who are in authority. Okay? Pag ang isang tao is autorizado, then he can receive that confidential information. But if that person is not authorized, you do not have to share it to that individual. To the media or parties involved, the other one is perjury or false testimony, giving misleading or fabricated expert testimony in court. Another malpractice or improper na practice sa profession po natin. Discrimination, okay? Treating clients, suspects, or students unfairly because of race, gender, religion, or social status. Pag nasa law enforcement ka, or pag nasa jail ka, correction na services, sometimes, kahit sa BFP, di ba? Sometimes there is favoritism. If the client is wealthy, sometimes we tend to give, we tend to give, convenient and comfort to the client. Extra comfort and extra convenience to the client. Sometimes there is no practice of impartiality. Pag isang tao ay mayaman, sometimes we tend to be very courteous and very respectful. On the other way around, pag isang tao, kliyente natin, di naman ganong mayaman, we tend to just, be classical, we just be conventional in our approach with the person. Ang sabi nito, discrimination is considered to be improper. Sa mga estudyante, sometimes we tend to, sa mga instructors, sometimes we play favoritism with the students. And that is also one way to show that there is an improper or malpractice of the profession. Next, sexual harassment, engaging in unwanted advances or coercion in the workplace. O diba, there are a lot of persons who are members of the law enforcement pillar who engage in unwanted advances, sexual advances against the suspects. A lot of news that were reported online and even in major TV networks showing a person, a police officer who asked advanced sexual advances against a drug suspect. So bawal po ito mga kadete. Sa academe, sometimes the teacher or the instructor has illicit relationship with the student. When the student fails in a particular subject, some other instructors ask a lot of, demands. And sometimes these demands are not aligned with the ethical standards of the profession. Worst, if these demands are sexual in nature. May sexual harassment po tayo mga sir and mga ma'am. Or during case handling sa mga law enforcement officers, sexual harassment can also be exercised as a form of improper or malpractice. Okay? Practicing without license, offering criminological services without being duly registered or with an expired license. Dalawa po ang kaso dito. Una, nagpa-practice ka, nagbibigay ka ng criminology services nagbibigay ka ng criminology services to a client, but you are not a passer of the CLE. Worst, you are not registered with the Professional Regulation Commission. So, di po pwede yan. Or number 2, ang pinaka-common ngayon, the very common one is practicing or giving criminological services with an expired license. Okay? Mga kadete, sa lahat po ng mga ma'am and sir na nasa law enforcement pillar po ngayon, we need to update, we need to renew our license every 3 years, okay? Every 3 years po, dapat ang lisensya ng isang criminologist must be renewed, okay? Kasi if you perform a certain criminological service without an updated license, that is considered to be a malpractice under the criminology profession. Okay? Practice of profession refers to any activity or undertaking rendered by a criminologist as defined under Republic Act number 11131. Ito po yung bagong batas natin. Pati na yung Republic Act number 8981 and this code. Ano ba yung 8981? Ang 8981, ito yung PRC Modernization Act of 2000, mga kadets. Ito yung batas ng PRC, PRC Modernization Act of 2000. While Republic Act 1131 is Philippine Criminology Profession Act of 2018. Okay? Any activity or undertaking rendered by a registered criminologist is considered to be a practice of profession. For example, you are doing question document examination, you are doing dactyloscopy, you are teaching, you are in the law enforcement correction pillar, as long as jobs related to criminology and performance on that job can be considered as practice of profession. Okay? Next, professional identification card. As I have stated a while ago, iba po ang Certificate of Registration or COR. Iba din po ang PIC or Professional Identification Card. Ang COR or Certificate of Registration, it's a paper, it's a document. Okay, dokumento na nasa papel that will tell that you as a person reflected in that certificate has the authority to practice the criminology profession. Itong professional identification card, it's just to identify you as a registered criminologist. Andyan nakalagay mga kadete sa lahat ng mga estudyante right now, pati na po mga reviewees, it's just an ID, okay? It's just an ID containing the name, yung picture, yung signature, andyan din po yung registration number, the dates of issuance, pati na po yung expiration date. Nakasign po ang chairperson of the commission. Okay? So, ito po ang example mga kadets sa PIC. This is my professional identification card. Dinelete ko po mga kadets, nakashade po ang mga important details. Kasi po, I don't want to be subjected with identity theft. Kaya pati yung QR code, dinelete ko na din. So, nakalagay dyan yung last name, first name, middle name, pati na yung registration number. Pag makapasa po kayo, dapat memorizado po. Dapat na-memorize po kung ano yung registration number niyo because that will identify, these are numbers. Numbers that will tell that you are the owner thereof. Okay? May mga numbers po yan, the registration number. Then, yung registration date, 2010 po ako nakapasa. Imagine, 2010 pa lang. Ngayon to 2025 na, mag-2026 na din. So, ang tagal na po sa profession. 2010 po ako nakapasa, 2010 din po ako nagpa-register. And then, andyan yung validity. Again, ang validity po ng lisensya po natin, every 3 years po yan, i-renew po natin. Last day of renewal will be on our birthday. Okay? Kung ano yung birthday po natin, yun po ang basehan dito sa validity. Okay? Kung birthday mo is January 2, so every after 3 years, January 2, dapat nakapag-renew ka na sa lisensya. Okay? So yan po ang PIC natin o Professional Identification Card. Again, ang PIC is for identification. The COR or the Certificate of Registration is something that will tell that you have the authority to practice the criminology profession. But for identification purpose, to identify you as a registered criminologist, PIC is what we need. Okay? Next, registered criminologist or RCRIM. RCRIM. So ano ang registered criminologist or RCRIM? Otherwise known as a criminologist, refers to a natural person who holds a valid Ano ang valid dito? Dapat may valid ka na certificate of registration. At the same time, dalawang requirements ha. Unang requirement, COR. Pangalawang requirement, PIC or the Professional Identification Card identifying the person as a registered criminologist. Lumabas po sa previous criminologist licensure examination ang suffix. Ang suffix po na ilagay natin sa pangalan natin pag R-Crim ka na. Ang suffix po na ilagay natin is capital R, capital C, small letter R, small letter I, small letter M, tsaka period. For example, ang pangalan mo is Juan de la Cruz. Juan de la Cruz, after Cruz, you put a comma and then you put R-Crim and then period. To certify that or to tell to the public or to the reader that you are a registered criminologist. Pag engineer is capital E, N, G, R, period. Diba? Pero sa atin, capital R, capital C. Dalawa ang capital dyan mga kadete ha. R at saka C and then R-Crim and then period po sa dulo. Okay? Next, temporary or special permit. Ano ang temporary o special permit? Ito, binibigay lang po ito ha. Binibigay lang po ito sa mga criminologists who are foreigners. Okay? Criminologists coming from other countries. So, they can be given temporary or special permit. Ano ba ang basihan natin? Okay? Kailan po ibigay ang temporary or special permit? Ang sabi po sa implementing rules and regulation, ang temporary or special permit po can be given by the board subject to the approval of the PRC and payment of the fees. Ibigay po ito sa una, registered criminologists from foreign countries, states whose services rendered either for free or for a fee. Pwede po na let us say, an American guy, criminologist, pupunta sa Pilipinas, magbibigay ng free lecture or magbibigay ng lecture for a registration fee, in exchange of registration fee. So, dapat, ang tao na yan, a foreigner who is a criminologist, is somebody who is internationally known criminologist. Dapat sikat or expert siya in any branch, specialty, or allied field of criminology. For example, somebody from US, Department of Justice, pumunta sa Pilipinas para i-train ang mga academicians, yung mga deans, mga faculty. I-train po in terms of cybercrime response. So, pwede pong ang Board of Criminology and the PRC can grant special permit or temporary permit to the person. Okay? So long as internationally known or not internationally known but considered to be an expert on a particular area in criminology. Pangalawa, if their services are urgently, ibig sabihin, pangmadalian, kailangan na po and importantly required for lack or inadequacy of available local specialists or experts, or for the promotion or advancement of the practice of criminology through transfer of technology. It could be, wala pong expert sa Pilipinas. Ang expert is only coming from other countries. That guy can be given temporary or special permit. Or, i-promote po ang advancement sa criminology profession. Probably, somebody in Nanyang University in Singapore will go to the Philippines and will lecture about deoxyribonucleic acid in relation to criminal investigation. So, pwede po, that person can be granted with temporary or special permit. Okay? So, yan po ang unang basihan mga kadete ha, na mabigyan po ang isang tao ng isang temporary or special permit. Another person that can be given special or temporary permit, registered criminologist from foreign countries or states whose services shall be free and limited to indigent clients or for research purposes. Ano ibig sabihin? A foreigner coming from the other country, pupunta ng Pilipinas and then magbibigay ng serbisyo sa mga indigenous people. Ano ibig sabihin ng mga indigents? Ito yung mga marginalized people, mga cadets. Marginalized. Basically, these are people who are considered to be economically poor or financially incapable of maybe paying legal services or professional services. So ito po yung tinatawag nating marginalized or indigenous individual. So somebody out there coming from the other countries pupunta dito, magbibigay ng services with the indigenous people or indigenous clients, pwede po. Or number 2, pwede din po for research purposes. Somebody, a criminologist in other countries, will go to the Philippines and then will conduct criminological research. The commission or the board can issue a special or temporary permit to that individual. Okay, yan po ang pangalawa ha. Pangatlo, registered criminologist from foreign countries, states, employed as exchange professors in a branch, specialty, or allied field of criminology in schools, colleges, or universities offering the course of criminology. Ano ibig sabihin ng exchange professors? Ang ibig sabihin po ng exchange professors or exchange faculty, ibig sabihin, let us say may criminology school doon sa India. And we also have a criminology school in the Philippines. Pwede po, ikang Pinoy will go to that criminology school in India and you will teach in that school. Pwede din po ang faculty coming from that school in India, pupunta po sa isang criminology school sa Pilipinas para doon din po siya magturo. Okay, on a specified period of time. May specific period po yan. Usually 1 year or 1.5 years. Okay? So, yan po ang ibig sabihin ng exchange professors. So, let us say an Indian individual or an American individual will go to a criminology school in the Philippines under the exchange professor program. Magtuturo siya sa criminology school. Sa Pilipinas, again, our law in Republic Act 11131, you cannot engage teaching or you cannot engage lecturing or teaching in the academe or in the tertiary education without a license, without a COR, and without the authority thereof. So, kailanganin po, before you can teach as an exchange professor from other country, dapat you are recognized and then you are given a temporary or special permit coming from the Professional Regulation Commission. Okay? Yun po ang ibig sabihin ng exchange professors. So, pwede ka po magturo sa criminology or allied sciences. Ano ba yung mga allied sciences sa criminology? We have psychology, we have law, we also have public safety, etc. Even psychology, forensic science is also an allied science of criminology. Number 4, Filipino professionals in allied disciplines who intend to teach in PHEI or Philippine Higher Educational Institution offering criminology program and in review centers for criminology licensure examination subject to the conditions stated in Section 16 of the IRR or the Implementing Rules and Regulation. Later on, tingnan natin yun kung ano yung IRR. Ganito mga kadete ha. Sa number 4, hindi po siya foreigner. Okay? He's not coming from other countries, but rather this person is just a Filipino guy. Isang Pinoy academician, he wanted to teach in criminology. This person is coming from an allied science. For example, hindi siya registered criminologist, psychologist siya. And he wanted to teach in the Philippine Higher Education Institution offering the criminology program. Kailanganin po may temporary or special permit. Let us say, for example, psychologist, hindi siya registered criminologist. Psychologist siya by profession. Ang tinuturo niya is Introduction to Criminology. Or probably he'll be teaching human behavior. Human behavior and victimology. Kasi yan po ang pinakamalapit na subject with his profession. So, he'll be teaching, for example, human behavior and victimology. Ang human behavior and victimology is a professional subject, a major subject in criminology. Ang batas po kasi natin, nagsasabi, in Republic Act 113, you cannot teach the criminology subjects if you are not a registered criminologist. So, bawal po, generally. Pero, may lusot. Ano ang lusot? Pag mayroon kang temporary or special permit. Pag hindi sa PHEI, kasali din po dito sa mga ano dyan, sa mga review centers dyan na hindi naman registered criminologist. Okay? Pag magtuturo ka po in review centers for criminology licensure examination, dapat po may temporary or special permit. Basahin natin Filipino professionals in allied disciplines who intend to teach in PHEI offering criminology program and in review centers for criminology licensure examination subject to the conditions of the implementing rules and regulations in Section 16, the IRR of Republic Act 11131. So, kailanganin po temporary or special permit. Okay? So, pag nagtuturo ka in the CLA and you are not a registered criminologist, kumuha ka dapat ng temporary or special permit coming from the Professional Regulation Commission. Ang problema kasi dito, ang napaka-toxic na mga review center, yung mga pinaka-toxic na mga tao dyan sa mga review center, ay yung mga hindi registered criminologist nag-o-open ng CLA review kahit hindi naman registered criminologist. Okay lang pag hindi toxic, pero di ba, may review center dyan, napaka-toxic sa social media. But anyway, I will not talk about it. Okay? So, kailanganin yung temporary special permit. Now, ano ba nasa Section 16? Section 16, di ba sabi kanina, subject to the conditions stated in Section 16. Ano ba nasa Section 16? Persons to teach subjects for licensure examination in all HEIs. All subjects for licensure examination in higher educational institutions shall be taught by, anong sabi? Registered criminologist. All subjects for the licensure examination. Ang tanong, ang criminal law and jurisprudence, is it a subject in the CLE? Yes. Human behavior, is it a subject in the CLE? The answer is yes. Anybody, so long as you are teaching a subject and that subject is part in the licensure examination, dapat po ikaw registered criminologist ka. At the same time, holder ka ng valid certificate of registration. Updated dapat ang PIC mo or the Professional Identification Card. Dapat miyembro ka sa AIPO, the Accredited Integrated Professional Organization. Ano yung AIPO natin? Ang AIPO natin is yung PCAP. Sunod, dapat may CPD required units earned ka. Anong ibig sabihin ng CPD, mga kadete? Ang CPD po natin or Continuing Professional Development is equivalent to 15 units per year. Bawat taon, dapat nakapag-attend ka ng mga seminars, workshops. Equivalent to 15 units kada taon. When you renew your license, dapat 15 times 3. Kasi 3 years yan Magre-renew ka ng lisensya every 3 years. So in every year, may 15 units. 15 times 3, dapat 45 units ang naka-reflect sa CPD mo. Kasi pag hindi 45 yan, nako, di ka makapag-renew. So 45 dapat, 15 units per year. 3 taon, bago ka mag-renew, dapat in that 3 years, maroon ka ng 45 units. At the same time, meet other CHED requirements. Ano yung CHED requirements? Pag nasa academ ka, pag nasa college ka or nasa university ka, dapat may master's degree ka aligned with your undergraduate course. So pag criminology, dapat mag-take ka ng Master of Science in Criminal Justice. Okay? Professionals from allied fields of criminology may be allowed to teach subjects for licensure examination as may be deemed proper by the board. Anong sabi dito? Yung mga nasa allied, galing sa allied sciences, pwede sila if it is deemed. Ibig sabihin, pag may go signal coming from the Board of Criminology. In such case, the concerned professionals and the HEI shall secure from the board the authority or permit to teach. Dapat may permit to teach or authority to teach coming from the Board of Criminology pag hindi ka criminologist. Yun po ang sabi. Ha? Kaya yung mga review centers dyan na hindi naman, na hindi naman criminologist, na napaka-toxic pa sa social media, dapat you have to be very careful of your action. Just be kind. That's it. Just be kind. And nobody will probably make an effort to pull you down if you are kind. But if you are that very toxic, nag-aawayan kayo dyan, criminologist versus non-criminologist, ay nako, problema yan. That is not already aligned with the regulations of the law, the provisions of the law. Okay? Sunod, permit through temporary special permit. The permit shall, among other things, contain the following limitations and conditions. Ito po yung mga limitasyon at mga kondisyon sa special permit or temporary permit. Validity niya is must be for a period coterminous with the contract. O kung ano yung nasa kontrata, yun din po ang period or engagement, but not exceeding. Hindi dapat siya mag-exceed ng 1 year. Pero pwedeng ma-renew. Okay, pwede siyang i-renew after 1 year. The branch or specialty of criminology and specific place of practice such as national security, public safety, law enforcement agencies, center, school, college, or university offering the program or review of criminology. Naka-ano dyan naka-reflect dyan, review of criminology. So part yan sa mga limitations and conditions. Pinaka-last mga kadete, Certificate of Good Standing. Ano ang COGS? Okay, COGS or Certificate of Good Standing. In the layman's point of view, ibig sabihin, it's just a document that will tell the public na ikaw as a registered criminologist is behaving properly while in the performance of the criminologist services inside the public. Okay? That you are behaving properly in the public. Pero solong mga kadete, in reality, ganito so long as nakapagbayad ka sa annual dues, sa registration, pag hindi ka pa registered sa pickup, you will be given with the COGS. Ang COGS po is a requirement for renewal of the professional identification card. So, ibig sabihin, dapat susulat ka ngayon sa secretariat ng pickup of your intention to renew, magbabayad ka kung anong dapat babayarin. In return, ang pickup will give you this certificate. Okay? Sa certificate po na yan, that will tell that you are a bona fide member of the IPO. Ano ang IPO natin? Ang IPO natin is the pickup. Okay? Example ito mga kalito, ito COGS. Ito po yung COGS na nakuha ko in the previous. Diyan nakalagay that you are a member of good standing based on the records as favorably endorsed, blah, blah, blah. Andyan makikita sino yung presidente ng pickup, sino yung mga regional, blah, 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 blah. Ang national president, executive secretary, yung mga perma nila along with the certification number. And then, andyan din po nakalagay yung QR code for verification, validity, date issued, so on and so forth. So, ang COGS is a requirement para po makapag-renew ka sa lisensya mo. Question, Sir, what if passer ako ng board examination? I already passed the CLE. Pupunta ako doon sa PRC para mag-process aking PIC at saka yung sa COR or Certificate of Registration. Ang tanong ngayon, do I need COGS to process my PIC and my COR? The answer is, hindi po. Okay? Kailanganin lang po ang COGS the moment you renew. But if it is the first time for you to get your PIC, process ka ng PIC, process ka ng COR, first time mo pa, wala pa pong requirement sa COGS. Again, ang COGS, kailanganin lang po yan once you are going to renew your license. Okay? So, ano ang mga requirements natin? When we renew our license, CPD. Magkano yung CPD? Dapat 45 units yon. Okay? Hindi lahat ng eskwelahan are CPD provider. Dapat CPD provider ang nagbibigay ng training, nagbibigay ng certificate. Kasi pag nagtitraining ka, Brad, kahit nasa PNP ka, nagtitraining kayo dyan, pero hindi naman CPD accredited, problema tayo dyan. Although the PRC can assign points in your training, pero medyo matagalan based on experience. So, mas maganda pag naka-CPD na po. CPD provider po talaga ang nag-issue ng certificate kasi nga po, it will automatically reflect sa online CPD mo. Okay? So, CPD 45 units. Pangalawa, dapat nagbayad ka, nakakuha ka ng COGS or Certificate of Good Standing. Pag may dokumento ka na, dalhin mo yan sa PRC. At the same time, pangatlong requirement natin, dapat binayaran po natin ang lahat po ng dues, binayaran natin ang dapat natin bayarin, lahat ng fees, okay, na dapat natin bayarin sa PRC. Yun po ang requirements. Una, yung CPD, 45 units. Pangalawa, yung COGS at saka yung bayarin po natin doon sa PRC. Okay? So, yun po ang mga requirements. Alright? So, I'd like to stop in this topic mga kadete and then I'm going to put the remaining topics under episode 2. I hope you were able to understand something in as far as professional conduct and ethical standards is concerned. My message to all instructors, professors, deans, pati na po sa mga review lecturers, mga review centers, let us always be kind to each other. Maraming salamat and God bless everyone.